Oh, good Lord, I don't need to hear myself. You guys get to listen to my hacking. All right, we're back. It has been a bit. It has been a minute, but we're here. We're working on Gyoza Bags today. We have a week of work time available until we're leaving for Victoria, basically. And so we're going to try and crank some stuff out. Yes, I've been working on these, actually. I worked on these quite a bit off camera the last couple days. Just haven't been here. So obviously I'd been discussing the fact that I kind of felt like, oh shoot, I was only supposed to trim down these guys. Oh, you only need to trim down 2 of the stop signs edges. Anyway, I've been talking about how like I'd had like a lot of fatigue and stuff like that, and like exhaustion, like pure and utter exhaustion. Turns out that my iron was extremely low, or at least it was low. I have started iron. I also gave myself a full 2 weeks off, like 2.5 weeks off of training completely to rest. Because I was in bridging anyway, so it's not like I had to be training. And we're back. Hopefully, if not better, at least comparable level. This next week will be a pedal to the metal sort of week. Tomorrow is a holiday here in Canada, so I won't be on, I don't think, tomorrow. No, tomorrow is not going to be a day on because Dawson goes back to work on Tuesday. And Tuesday I do have my long run, so I'm going to, literally what's going to happen is we're going to drop kids at school, I'm going to drop Dallas at work, and then I'm going to do my run in Calgary. Then I'll come back and we will sew. The run schedule right now is fairly intense. I did up the intensity of the program because we're going to be doing a reasons. It really doesn't matter. Totally just trim that tag, but oh well. Yeah, we've got a half marathon. Okay, I'm out of practice, folks. So pardon the dust, I guess, the brain dust. By the way, my name's Katie. This is the Italian Gozuki live stream. Blah, 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 blah. Once we're done these Gyoza bags, we're going to go in and do kato. I have a selection of small box bags that we should sew as well before I head out. So I think the focus will mostly be on small box bags and kato. I'm also wanting to work on, I got a shit ton of needle stashers mostly ready. What they need is their finishing seam and their snaps. I've already requested Tara come out if she can next weekend. And so what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to do all the installation of the snaps, and then I'm going to put her on snap testing duty. Because she'll be able to come out on like Saturday or Sunday. Basically means that I should be done sewing by Saturday or Sunday. Look at me be up until like 2 a.m. Friday night or something, which is probably what's gonna happen. Yeah. Not much of news. The iron, it's like I started the iron on Monday 2 weeks ago now, and it was nearly night and day. So like, yes, I am still tired. But I'm not so like exhausted that it's like, if I don't have a nap now, I'm not going to be able to get the kids to bed tonight, sort of thing. And the mental exhaustion of it too is wild. So we'll see. It's definitely helped. I'm on it for 3 months, full on like prescription iron supplement. Holy shit. They're like actual like caplets, bright red caplets. And then we'll retest and see where we go from there. So, if you're feeling tired and dragged out, go get your blood work done, please. And obviously, like, my sugars being where they are is not helping either. So we are actually going to attempt or try some Ozempic, which is going to be interesting. I'm really hopeful that it does, like, work really well, because I think that there has still been a shift of some description for my diabetes. And so I'm excited to see what it can do for me. With hopefully a side benefit that I do lose a little bit of extra weight. That would be nice. But that is definitely not the main thing. Although I have to get fucking prior authorization from our insurance company to have it covered under Dallas's insurance because they don't want to cover it for weight loss. And it's like, what? Why wouldn't you want to cover it? Okay. I'm pissed off that it got so overprescribed when it is a diabetic medication. That's not necessary. That's not really like people's faults, but it is people's faults on some level, in some level of the system. And I'm also like thinking about it's like, why would an insurance company want people to lose weight? It's going to probably like, we all pay into the system. That's the point. It's probably going to save you money later. Anyway, pissed. Anyway, but prior authorizations in, I'm just waiting. Otherwise, because I like went to the pharmacy to pick it up on the new prescription, and it's like, you owe $267.73, and I'm like, no, I'm not paying that. So, but now I have to wait until like right before Victoria to start it, and I'm like, because wait for the pre-auth, wait for my doctor's only on vacation, which good on her, she needs it, I'm sure. And it's like, and then we're going to Victoria, and it's like, so I'm gonna try and get in on like the Monday, but I don't know what's gonna happen. So anyway, the nice thing about the Ozempic for me that would be a big change is that apparently it doesn't create lows or anything like that. So like when I'm out running, it shouldn't be as big a concern that I'm going to go low while I'm running, because like that is currently on the glycoside a massive concern, or at least enough of a concern that it sometimes makes running not fun. When is running fun? And that is a legitimate question, but it can be sometimes. But yeah, I'm full on into half marathon training. Both Dallas and I have our applications in for our respective marathons. So Dallas has applied for Tokyo Marathon, and I have applied for Osaka Marathon. We'll see. Dallas will find out between like mid to late September, and I will find out on September 26th, right before set up for Mid City Vancouver, because nothing like waiting on news while you're at a show. Yeah, we'll go from there. They also, that like really doesn't give you a lot of training time. Like it's essentially like the shortest training window you could have for doing this healthily. At least for Osaka, at least Tokyo, like he'll hear between like September 12th and 19th or something like that. Dallas will. And then it's like, it's not until the beginning of March. So he ends up with like 6 months. I end up with like 5? I guess maybe his is about 5.5. I don't know. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right? I think. Alright, so this helps tack down these corners. You do have to trim them down because otherwise they'll end up in the actual like in the opening of the bag. Don't want that. Then what we're going to do is we will flip them and we install the handles and they're done, 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 done. I'm excited about these ones because these are some cute prints. And then after that, we are going to go in and try sewing the spring roll pouch. Spring roll pouch is the, like, a cousin to the zip and go pouch. It's by a different designer. I think Love You So Much or something like that. But the difference is that it is an unbound, non-binding pattern. And what it means is that everything is finished so that I don't have to do binding. It also means that I don't have to like insert a piece at the bottom. The zip and grip broke my brain, and I've been very hesitant to sew another one. I do have one cut out. It's just sitting behind me, staring at me right now. But you know, however, I think the spring roll pouch is going to work. And what changes is that the flaps get sewn into the sides, and the base is cut into pieces, so you can leave a turning hole in the base. So it's exciting. I think we'll work on that. And then, yeah, and then Kato is basically the name of the game for the rest of the week because holy shit, we need Kato for Fibrations. All right, now if I did this correctly, everything should be in place, hopefully. Yes, it is. Yay. One of the things I really do adore about this pattern is the whole, like, they go from like stop signs to this cute little gyoza, like dumpling bag. So, playing around with the prices on these a little bit because I am realizing that they are a significant amount more work than what I was charging for last. So yeah, I think they're going up to 35 / they have. And that's what they will be, especially these larger ones because they do take quite a bit more fabric. And realistically, if these are popular, I need to make another twill order as well. And I don't know actually where I'm getting my twill yet because the supplier I used last time, I don't think they have it anymore. Because, you know, I had this like twill for fucking 8 years, so surprise! We're not surprised. Not at all. Ho ho ho, it's so pretty. Look at that one. So that's the tuxedo cat with like florals. So pretty. This one's just massive. I don't know why it's so big, but yeah, no, whatever. It's fun. I had to track down the YouTube tutorial that I use for these. I think it's Hanako Handmade is the one I use. But yeah, I was like, where are you? I know you're in my like watch later list or my sewing list. So I also wanted to try and get some more luggage tags done. I know I had super grand plans for what I was going to get finished for Fibrations and Knit City, but it's all good. Also, my like September schedule is just going to kind of get blown wide open because the kids are in school full time this year, except for the weekends at Dallas's home, so that's exciting. Yeah. Now, I'm also thinking that after we do, so we're going to do the thing and the thing and the other thing. After Knit City, we'll do a massive shop update, and I'm also going to open up pre-orders for bags, including the backpacks, because they are gorgeous. They are expensive. They are a lot of work. So like that's something that I'm like 100% on board with, but they took a solid 2 hours on each piece. So that alone, along with the materials, is definitely, they will be a higher price point item. So I'll obviously make some pre-made ones for shows and stuff, but I am leaning towards that's probably a better one to custom make as I go. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, these are all so cute. Oh, sorry, I'm like turning these off camera. La 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 la. Butterflies. I guess you'll see them in a few minutes here when we work through actually getting them sewn, but you know. Butterflies. I broke my own rule. I finished our book club book for August already, which typically I would, but why I was rule breaking is because I was gonna save it for Victoria. However, I sat down and basically I was like, oh, I'll just start it, whatever, not a big deal. It'll feel good. I'm on a break, whatever. May as well use it like for a hobby instead of just like mindless scrolling. It was Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I sat down and started at like 4 p.m. one day and had it finished by like not even 10 a.m. the next day. And yes, that was because I did stay up very late. I think I was up until 3 a.m. reading. But it was finished in under 15 hours or something stupid like that. And 5 of that was sleeping. So if you're looking for a good, like, smutty, sweet summer read, Deep End is definitely fucking it. It is spicy. It has kink themes, just as a heads up. Very, like, has it there. But what I would call it would be more like the lighter end of it. There's no like whips or chains or anything like that. So and it's good. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. Everything that I've read of Ali Hazelwood's so far I have adored. Like, it's just, she's such a good author. Her this one was a little bit annoying. The female main was pretty oblivious in some ways. However, she's very smart, and most of her female characters are extremely smart. Found out that apparently Ali Hazelwood herself is like a neuroscientist PhD or something like that. So like, she is very smart. And I feel like most of the time her characters are very, in some way, she doesn't say this outright, but neurodivergent in like autism spectrum way, at least very autistic coded. And she writes people so well. And like the main males are dynamic, which is also important. You don't want a like cookie cutter male character either. At least I don't. Yeah. There's a few moments in this one where it was like, okay, get your shit together, you two. But the characters are also 21, so damn 21-year-olds. Yeah. Anyway, highly recommend. Now I'm listening to the second in the Atlas trilogy, Atlas Paradox, by Olivia Blake, on loan from my library, blah, 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 blah. It's also very good. It is very metaphysical. I am definitely on a, like, pretty sure I'm on a book hangover from Deep End. But, 2 very different books. All right, these things have to be pinned. Damn it. Pull the pins out. Fine. But yeah, it's good. It's just, it's not spicy. Adult themes, but not spicy. Oh. Oh, okay. I see what's happening. Weird. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust the picture on Twitch because the one that is streaming through to YouTube is really good. But the one streaming through to Twitch, it like made it. There we go. Now you can actually see what the fuck is going on. Yay, us. Yay, me. Okay. So, what we need to do here is everything has to be like folded under. If I've done my job properly, it should just kind of fold under. I do find that that's usually not the case. Not that I haven't done my job properly, but that it just doesn't want to fold. Yeah, but anyway, Olivia, the Atlas, I think, so it's like the Atlas 6 is the first one. Listened to that one earlier this year. I think we're on Atlas Paradox right now, which is really good. And then I think the last one is something like Atlas Bound or something. Anyway, it's definitely getting into its shit right now. Stuff is going to go down soon, and I am excited. The other book that I listened to recently, and I would highly recommend, is Shield of Sparrows. Holy shit. Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. So good. It's apparently already been picked up to make a movie. I 100% can picture it. It's one that I will actually go see in theaters. Definitely spicy, some good twists. I would put it closer into, I don't know, into qualified as romantasy or fantasy romance. Probably romantasy. There's a lot more pining than I would expect of a full fantasy book, but it is definitely heavier on the fantasy and almost like fantastic horror. There's a lot of monsters in it than a lot of the other books I've been reading recently. So after Deep End for book club, we're doing The Bewitched, at least the first one by Laura Thalassa, for September. So I just actually picked up The Curse That Binds. I had a gift card from my birthday, so I went and just bought a bunch of books. I don't do that very often anymore. Well, a bunch. I bought 4. Which for me, like, and for a lot of people, that's a lot. I don't typically sit down and just like pick up 4 books right now anymore. So unless I'm at the library, and then I drop all priorities just to get books. Do they always get read? No, but I figure at least circulation numbers being up is not going to hurt my library. So anyway. Okay, so we're going to go in and we're going to have to pin all of these. Because honestly, I only want to have to do this once. I don't want to have to do this multiple times. Like I have to do it multiple times anyway, but what I mean by that is like I don't want to have to keep breaking up my sewing time to pin. I hate pinning. I hate clipping as well, but I especially hate pinning because you know that I'm going to get bitten by every single one of these pins at some point during each of these bags. Multiple times probably. Typically there's one that's like super like pesky. Okay. Trim that down after. This one does look like it might need some TLC right in the corner here. Just to make sure that that's fully finished. There we go. Okay. So there's one ready. Katie rediscovers why these ones got put aside. Actually, I think these ones got put aside because they were... What did these get put aside? Dark stitching or something like that, maybe? Oh yeah, and I did actually, so the studio is still not tidy, but I did make an effort to actually get it tidied up. But that's part of why we're doing the gyoza bags right now, is because I was like, all right, let's clear out at least some of what has been on the list. And they basically, it was like, all right, okay, let's do these before we lose all of their pieces, essentially. Or lose any of their pieces, because they were all like in a bin together, ready to go, and now they're nearly done. And I've actually nearly cleared the bin, that like the laundry basket that they were in, so that's cool. And I tidied up the towering tower, or the looming tower of totes, or whatever what the hell I was calling it. So they're all now in a tote that I cleared. All right, I'll back this up. What I did is, and I think I mentioned this before, I kind of went on the slight hiatus, is that I've hated the fact that the fabrics have been in bins. And what I did is I took them out and I put them back on their shelves, and I have Velcroed a curtain in front of them. I actually found a new unopened IKEA curtain at Goodwill the other day when I was looking for sheets for pockets and stuff like that. So I was like, perfect, we'll do that. Velcro it up. It's actually a blackout curtain, so even better. And it's a good thing that I did actually put everything on the shelves, because I didn't realize how much fabric we've used, y'all. Have we sewn it all? No. Am I suffering for fabric? No. But looking at that, we probably only have next year. Which, awesome. That's actually really good. I thought that I had bought way more, like been far more overzealous, because I had been telling Dawson, I'm like, oh, it's fine. We're going to focus in on like OB and kimono. And it's like, because I'm so overstocked on cotton and cotton linens. No, apparently not. So, and this is part of why I wanted them out of the bins. Anyway, so they're all on the shelf. The other thing I did is I cleared up the jeans as well that are like waiting to be upcycled, and put them on shelves, which is how I got the tote for the tote bags. That's how this all ties together. And a couple other totes to like put things in that didn't really have homes before. Makes it far more clear what's what, which is nice. Now they're both still like in that same space, but it feels like far better than it actually was before this, so I'll take it. Even if it's not perfect. It was kind of like another thing of like, okay, I have to do something because it's bothering me and weighing on me, but it also has to be in such a way that then it just becomes functional. So we're back to functional right now, and I will try to, or there will be an attempt made to really get it tidy post Knit City. An attempt. I'm not promising anything though. Okay. Alright, this one has better iron lines. I did actually iron these because you have to open up the seams for a lot of the work on the interior. So I had thrown the iron on here knowing that I would need these lines put in, but apparently some of them, well, it's probably just been too long. When did I iron these? It was just a few nights ago, but whatever. Yeah, so some of them definitely held their crease lines better, I guess. Yeah, so we're into another round of just wait for the marathon application results. Apparently Tokyo is this year taking a field of 39,000 runners, and there's typically about 300,000 applicants. So there's about a like 10% chance to get in for Dallas, and I think it's about the same for Osaka. Actually, I think I have a better chance than Osaka. I don't know how many people do apply for frickin' Osaka. Sorry, we've got an email from... Yes. Ooh, there's going to be food and coffee at the Fibrations. Excellent. That's always good to see. How many entries for Osaka Marathon? There's 30,000 runners. I know. And I think it's like 34,000 runners this year. Cool thing about Osaka is that you actually start and finish at the Castle Park now, which is super cool. They don't actually have the stats. Interesting. I'm like, what are my stats? Okay, they don't actually there is no number. However, it was held with over 30,000 runners. The event is known. Yeah, and so then in Osaka, 27,161 runners started the race. And something like, and then just under that number finished as well. It is really annoying that they have like a capacity of 30,000 runners and then like 2,000 of them don't show up. Like, I would take that spot, please. Anyway, I selected the hoodie I want to wear or want to get. I actually swapped my decision if I'm able to. I messaged them. I'm like, hey, can we change this so I can get the like black hoodie instead of the gray hoodie, please? Because the black hoodie's way cooler. The gray hoodie's fine too, but it's just a map, which it's like, well, what the fuck ever. I hadn't seen the designs though until after I made my decision, so that was annoying. But whereas the other one's like a runner, and then Osaka like surround the iconic like Osaka buildings actually surrounds the runner, which is really cool. Whereas the other gray one that I selected is just a map. Boo earns. Pins, 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 pins. I hate pins. Doom, 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 doom. Pins, pins, pins. Okay, there we go. View that way. So yeah, we'll be heading out for Victoria here soon. I'm excited. I like going to Victoria. Like, if going to Victoria in August totally threw our summer into a tailspin. But I love going to Victoria in August, so I'm super excited that we have the opportunity to do Fibrations on top of it. I will be under the pink tent. Under the pink tent. Oh, right, we need to do the last of the cuts for... That's something that I'll do when Tara's here. We'll do the last cuts for the hanging sign for the side, I guess. I need to also get the string out and figure out a better way to actually get it like attached to everything. And then we'll be home. We're gonna go peach picking, and I guess I'll be making jam with my mother-in-law that weekend, and like our part of that week, because we're gonna go peach picking, and I love peach jam. And then another chill week, and we'll be a month out from freaking Knit City. So, hi. One sec. Okay, we are back. Is my mic on? My mic is back on. Sweet. Dallas just wanted to show me a video, so yeah. Okay, and we've got, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 more down there. This one right here. Then we can get to the sewing. By the way, my brain also got broken by those freaking backpacks. I did stream me making those backpacks. It was a fail in some ways. Definitely sewed the like front pocket lining completely wrong. So that was lesson learned for next time. Like, the hell is going on with my brain that I can't like parse these very simple instructions on how to do these? Baffling. Yeah, and then I got it sorted. It's all good. It really drove home the fact that I want a cylinder arm sewing machine, though, because trying to top stitch those was a fuck show. And not a fun one. I thought the Kato were bad. But, yeah, the backpacks, which aren't, like, insanely larger than the Kato, but, like, are larger. They just, because they have foam in them, they were so much harder to get under the machine on the flat deck. It was just like, holy shit. Actually, I wonder in that case if, since it is all quilt cotton, I wonder if I could actually do it on the domestic. I'm worried about doing the Kato on the domestic because of the leather. I don't think it would hold up. But I think we've got a pretty good system in place for that. So I wonder if I could top stitch the backpacks on the domestic machine. If you're like, Katie, where would you set it up? I don't know. It would have to be set up on the table beside me, probably. My youngest was like taking it out of the shelf the other day. They were like, we want to learn how to sew. I was at my limit though, and I was like, no. Oh yeah, the eldest has kind of graduated from speech therapy. They're still going to get speech therapy in kindergarten, but they went from severe when they started at the preschool to average this year, which is also fucking amazing because they got tested under the older age. So they just turned 5. So instead of getting tested under the 4 age, they get tested under the 5 age. So they are already average for a 5-year-old. And it's like, fuck yeah, kid, you've done so much hard work. And that's what I told the speech therapist too. It was like, thank you for all that work you've been doing with them as well. But that was a very celebratory moment there for that, because I was like, holy shit, that's amazing. So, yay. Yeah. Tomorrow's like Heritage Day, I think. I think that's the long weekend tomorrow. Not 100% sure. Yeah. And then we roll into our new week. So 2 weeks to the actual show date for Fibrations. That was what the email was like a reminder of like all the stuff in case there had been any questions or anything like that. We're going to be, like I said, pedal to the metal with Kato and small box bags and needle stashers. Actually, to the point where, as much as I'm like, we should, yeah, I still want to do the spring roll pouch today. We will not be adding spring roll pouch. Should I do spring roll pouch today, or should we just focus in on the stuff I've already cut? I want to do the spring roll pouch, but realistically, I'm not going to get it added before we go to Victoria. So why take the time to sew it? In some ways, that. There's my thought process. What to do? Because I'm like, if I swap out to the white thread, we could just go in and finish all of the needle stashers, and then all they need is snaps. Snaps. Which means they would essentially be done. Because once these are top stitched, they're done. Or once these handles are like installed. Which is the awesome part about Gyoza Bags. Is that their finishing seam is the top stitching. There's not like a lot of like extra steps after this. Well, there not a lot. There is none. No more extra steps after this. So. Don't stab your finger. Don't stab your finger. I really hate pins. I dislike clipping, and I really have a burning hate for pins. Stampins. Pokey Brody pins. Well, that one didn't draw blood at least. Okay, 3 more. Woohoo! 3 more, 3 more, 3 more. Small box bags. I had my eldest sit down, or asked my eldest if they wanted to like pick bags out with me the other day, like what bags I was gonna sew out with me, and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, we can pick 25. We picked, I think it ended up being like 35 or 40. I think we can get that done. Maybe, we'll see. All their handles are top stitched, but like everything else has to happen. So zippers through finishing for the actual bags. But the interiors are already like, everything's cut and interfaced. So that is quite a bit of the time for each of them, I guess. But yeah, try there. I'll go through and probably pick, I would really like 50 Kato. I doubt that will happen, but I think we pick 50 Kato anyway. I think we dream big. And not be too hard on me if I don't get it done. I did actually get a whole stack of double, like, reversible drawstring bags done last night. They just need their ribbons. So they're all sewn and ready to go, which is exciting. Like I said, I was like, okay, I am actually going to sit down and do some of these from the whip bin. I haven't touched the, like, canvas bottom small boxes or anything like that, but that's okay. Those will come later, maybe for Fibre Shindig. Actually, I think that's a good one to aim for that. And I have not, so I've cut a spring roll. I have not cut to experiment a stitch and go case or anything like that yet. So those are like still on the list as well. And then what was the other thing? The stitch and go. Oh, I was gonna make some coasters, hopefully. If you're like, Katie, this sounds like an ambitious list, that is because it is. I will be happy if I get about half of that done. So like 25 Kato, 25 small box, some luggage tags and some coasters, and 25 needle stashers. Actually, we should be able to get the majority of the needle stashers done, but it's all good. So for anyone who wants a little tidbit of trivia, Japanese word for tuxedo cats, so these black and white cats that are on this bag, they call them bee cats, hachiware, which I think is super fucking adorable. So cute. Because I was like ordering cat colors from Natsumi, of course. And I was like, I'd like the tuxedo cats. And she's like, the tuxedos? Do you mean the hachiware? And I'm like, yes. And then I explained that in Canada, that's what we call the little black and white cats, is tuxedos. She's like, yeah, in Japan they're called bee cats. I'm like, oh my god, that's fucking adorable. And makes a lot of sense too. So. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there and done. Ah, fuck it. We're gonna let's sew the spring roll pouch. Why not? I don't think it's actually going to take that long to assemble. Famous last words probably, but let's do it. We've already got the Kato cut and ready, and we've got the small box bag cut and ready. We just need to do, well, we need to do zipper matching for the small box bag. Granted, a lot of them are off the roll, which is going to be easy. We are not touching tote bags until Knit City prep. Because well, actually, yeah. I was like, we're not touching them until Knit City prep. We're not. Although my brain went, but you have so much navy. Fuck you, brain. We don't need to add more right now. Oh, that's way too long. Is this the right length? Wait, those are both too long. What the fuck? Why are they so long? That's way longer than these guys. Shit. Okay, well, that was why we were supposed to be doing these, is because we're missing pieces. So, nope. I could cut one. I even have a lighter there that we could singe the ends on. Shit. Okay, we'll cut one. Oh, I started running again today after a 2.5 week break, and we've been very active this week in general. And like typically we are, but we've been doing stuff different. And because I have been on like a small hiatus, my body's like, ah. Anyway, we went like on a hike. What did we do? No, we did, Sunshine Meadows. No. What the fuck did we do? Like, I'm just thinking of the sequence. Oh yeah, so we went bowling on Thursday for a friend's little girl's birthday party. And then we went and we hiked Sunshine Meadows on Friday, which was actually really nice. If you're in the Rockies this summer, bug spray. My God, it was so fucking buggy out there. But yeah, it was like already feeling it from the bowling and then added in the hiking. And I'm just like, I am actually remarkably sore. My body was feeling it today when I was actually out running. So just as a heads up though, yeah, if you're in the Rockies this summer, please bring bug spray. They are horrendous right now. Just like non-stop bugs. Cochrane area hasn't been bad because we've been so rainy that like they just haven't survived basically. But yeah, the Sunshine Meadows apparently has had enough like sun rain combo to have a shit ton of bugs. It was a lot of mosquitoes. It was like, and surprisingly none of us really got a reaction to them the day of, but then like Dallas has like a cluster on his shoulder. The youngest has a massive one on their wrist. Just had like, so there's the bite and then there's the swell around it because they've obviously had a reaction to it. And they had a couple other ones like on their back. They were sitting with Dallas earlier chilling and like scratching the back of their leg. Poor kid. I've lucked out. I only have one up here, and I think I either got a new one today when I was out running, or it was from the other day and it was like on my thigh. It's like, oh no, whatever. So, all good. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm gonna go do my weightlifting. Wednesday I technically have cross training, so I'm gonna go do weightlifting again. Tuesday I have my long run, which is only like an hour and a half, which thank fuck. Mentally, oh my God. I think it's like 9.3 kilometers or something like that. So that's nice. It's like only sort of thing. All that jazz. What I should do almost is I should almost bring the teacups with me to Victoria and make a bunch of pin cushions when I'm out there. Crazy talk. I'm actually already going to bring the button press because we're going to have a bunch of cut-offs from the small box bags. So it's like, all right, let's bring the button press I have magnet making stuff on order, and then we can make a bunch of like magnets and stuff while we're out there. There we go. Okay, more caffeine. Okay, we are ready. Yeah, we're ready. Okay, yeah, so she actually, the tutorial list actually shows this being turned. Oh, right, that won't work though. Never mind. We are gonna have to do this the hard way, harder way. She does actually hand base this all together, and I'm like, no. No. I understand why, but no. No, we're not doing that. I'm going to stitch the handle a number of times, because then it gets, because obviously this will be like the only stitch in it that's going to hold it in place. Okay, coming into the corner here, because it's a high stress point as well, we're going to do some back stitching in the corner. And then we're going to turn and do like a little bit of straight stitch there. There we go. Turn the corner. Down. By the way, the thing I'm thinking about with Osaka too is it's like, all right, I want to get in, but if I don't get in, I'm also not going to get I'm not going to be heartbroken or upset, because it's like the amount of time I would have to dedicate to training right now. I'm like, I actually very much debated whether I even want to apply this year or not. Like, is this something that I would like to do? I think it is still. Obviously, I put my application in, but yeah, I was like, I actually won't be sad if I don't get in. It's just take that decision out of my hands, I guess. All right, there's the first new gyoza bag finished. So if you're unfamiliar with the gyoza bags, why I call them gyoza bags is because they look like little dumplings. So they start as like a stop sign, and then you go bloop, and they look like a cute little dumpling. I love them. And we did do a shake test last year of like stick stuff in, shake it upside down. Nothing fell out outside a button high. Button's not going to hold or stay inside on this sort of thing. yeah, we're good to go. There's one of the first things finished for Fibrations in 2 weeks. Sorry, apparently this took my concentration away to it instead. Okay, turn. Hey, Flynn. How are you, bud? I moved one of our like picnic blankets actually over here for him, and he's actually using it. So it was a blanket that he'd been using before, but now he's like, rather than pestering me, he's sleeping on the blanket or sleeping on fabric over here. Although that was part of the tidy up, is I did clean up the majority of the fabric that was on this desk. So like behind the laptop, behind the face cam. Yay, next one done. Gyoza, gyoza, gyoza. Good gyoza. Sweet. Why does that not have any extra insta-zone or trim? Wild, wild, wild. Oh, that tag really got mangled in there. Oops. 2 done. There are 8, so we're a quarter of the way through already. Woohoo! Getting it, getting it. Shit. Yeah, these are all like pokey proddies. Holy crap. It hurts. I hate pins. But there's no real way around it for this one, so here we are with pins. Again. Damn pins. cute. This little like olive drab or whatever the hell its name is. Dark olive. 3. So this will be halfway. And then I can get these pins out of my sight for a while. Okay. Keeping the pin bin close because honestly there's a bunch in here that shouldn't be in here anymore. So bent, dull, etc. Corner, tuck all those threads in, and then we turn the corner, in the corner, out the corner. Oh, we've run out of thread. How far back did it go? Not too back. The next bobbin. It was like supposed to rain all day today, the forecast said, and it did rain this morning. Dallas actually postponed his run because it was lightning, like thundering when he woke up, which, yep, 100% agree with. And I'm not even saying that as a person who's like, I will take any reason not to do a run if I don't absolutely have to. But yeah, it was like, then it was supposed to rain like this afternoon and everything like that, and it's like dry as a whistle. Although I'm not going to complain about not having rain right now, because it's like, I've been joking, it's like late April, Katie, we need so much rain, we're in like a drought situation, and now I'm like, oh my god, not that much rain. Honestly, probably this much rain. But it's just been like non-stop. And like, not just rain, but like major thunderstorms, it feels like. Not hail thunderstorms for us, but like just wind and lashing rain, and like it's been intense. Like super intense. Now that's back stitched, so I'm going to start winding the next bobbin. Well, we're kind of in what I would consider the straightaway, or at least as straight as you're going to get on this bag. halfway, halfway, halfway. Right? I'm not crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait. There's actually 10? Wait, what? Oh, okay. Apparently there's actually 10. Woohoo! Well then. What are you doing over there, Flynn? Feeling good? Yeah. Whatever, lady. Sorry, radio silence. I don't have much to talk about. Like, we've been busy, but just not much to talk about, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I did give myself, like, the worst bruise I've had for years the other day because we were bowling for that party, which is fine. But you're able to wear your own shoes. Okay, cool. Except I was in my hikers because I was anticipating that we would switch to our bowling shoes or a set of shoes. No big deal, right? Except that I'm used to bowling shoes having a bit of slip and glide. And so the very first time I went and bowled, I just cratered completely right into the lane, straight down on the right knee. It's bruised to hell. Poor thing. Used to do that all the goddamn time when I was skating. So I don't skate anymore. So I was just like, it's not worth the pain. And yes, I did try when I was an adult. No, I did not get any better. And also, if you're like, Katie, why are you stitching with this with black? That's such a light fabric. I know, but we're just going to get it done. La, 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 la. Just ignore it. Plus, it's got tuxedo cats on it, so whatever. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Look at her. Oh, so good. I was just gonna throw it over. But no, that needed a moment of appreciation. All right, now we're down to 3, so we are 70% of the way through. Next bob in this round. Excellent. Not that we should need it for a little while. Actually, what are we going on to next? Oh yeah, the spring roll pouch that we're going to make next will just have, white stitching and white top stitching. So all good there. There's a little tuft of fabric there, so we're just going to make sure it's actually getting sewn in. Oh, I love this fabric color combo. Like I like the concept of this fabric, but then this is like my personal favorite of the color combos. Looks good. Nope. Okay. For some reason, that one failed. That's okay. The lining fell into the bag somehow. Okay, there we go. Should work. Yep. This one's fighting. Let's see. Fighting, fighting, fighting. Time to get it sorted. Get it sorted, get it sorted. Get it sorted, get it sorted. There we go, there we go. Doom, 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 doom. Part of why I hate pinning is like, sometimes no matter how much prep work you do, it just does not stick. Okay, but there we are. Good. That side needs to be folded down on itself at least. Oh yeah, the interior is not cut there either. Okay, so let's fold it down. Lift it here. There we go. Good. Last two. Last two. Itty bitty black cats in flowers. Itty bitty black cat. Itty bitty black cats in flowers. Sprays. Just remember something Dallas wanted to do. For all the people we're gonna stay with. Now, can I get it done? Can we get it in? Yeah. We're good here. Like this. Good here. Like this. There we go. And then we're going to tuck that underneath as well. Handle, back to the handle, there we go, we're back to the handle. 90% done, 90% done, 90% done, new gyoza. Oh, cute. So this is cotton linen blend as well, so it's got like a different hand from the quilted cottons, which is awesome. All right. This twill though really does like to shed, so it's like there's a bunch of like little black dust on the sewing table now. Okay. was like I'd stitched through it. All right, there's the new gyoza stock ready to go. It's nice having stuff, like, as much as it's been like, oh my god, I got the wipes done. It's kind of nice to have been able to, like, just jump into stuff and, like, hey, we spent an hour and a half and suddenly we've got 10 new products done. Instead of, like, having to slog through cutting and blah, 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 blah. Hour and a half. So what is that, like 100 and hour and a half is 90 minutes. So each of those took 9 minutes to finish between like pinning and sewing. Sweet. Okay. I'll take it. What did I decide we're going to do next? We were going to do let's do the needle stashers because then they're also done except for their snaps, which I already have a big stack of. And then we'll go in and we'll do the spring roll maybe, or maybe I will sew it off camera so I don't embarrass myself. Also a high possibility. Well, I don't think I'm going to work tonight. I don't know yet. Depends on how Dallas is feeling and a bunch of factors. Let's see. I did also finish a little notions pouch, so fun. Pop those up there, or that up there. It's one. I like found it in the bin. I'm like, oh well, this is dumb. It's like already half sewn to its zipper, so. Me as well. All right, nice big stack of needle stashers. So these needle stashers are for when you've got a whip on the needles. Work in progress. Not a whip. I think this one's done. And you can like open, what you basically do is you can open this. Oh, this one's gotta be finished on this side. Okay, cool. Anyway, then you stick your needles in along with your project, and then why I have 3 snaps is then you can snap around the project and your needles, and then it holds everything in place. Within reason, obviously. What I find it actually is the better thing for is to do, hi, whoa, where'd you come from? I love you too. The nice thing that it is for is when you have your project already in a project bag, is it helps like keep your needles from poking through everything. So there is that. That's actually what I like it for. All right, we got one last one to turn. I just had been overzealous in the seam, and so I wasn't able to turn it because of wasn't able to open up the stitching to get the, like, because it was back stitching. So there's lots of, too many stitches. At the end of the day, too many stitches. All right, so literally all we have to do is fold this in on these, and then we just sew, and then I'll do all the poking out after we get shit done. I guess we could do it now too, technically, but I guess it would be easier with them like this. So then do I do this tomorrow while we're, yeah, this is don't chew the thread, you jerk. Go on. This is an upstairs task, which I can do after dinner. Yep. Okay. Upstairs hello, Jet Pinky. We're working on accessories and etc. for knitters and crocheters. We're actually moving on to a magic pouch. I'm actually really excited about this project. I did have to get a version of it that was better modified for me, but you know, it's all working out so far. Okay, thread. Black thread is done now, so we're swapping back to the white thread. And then next time we'll see the black thread is probably when we're stitching, top stitching Kato and small box bags. So black thread here, black thread here. I'm just gonna pop it into the box at the back here that's like got all the webbing for Kato. I need to also go in and we need to hyper prepare a bunch of mini traveler's things. I guess that'll be a Knit City thing. So when I get back from Knit City, peach jam, cutting, and then I have 3 weeks essentially to sew and complete what we need to do for Knit City. Yay! I do have more zip pulls on the way. I placed an order. Got more scissors on the way, which is good. Hoping that they show up before we head out. They should. They're like, right now, everything is saying that it's going to show up on the Monday before we head out. So, fingers crossed. That's how it actually works. Yeah, that needle's still got some life in it. It's almost done, but it's okay for now. Okay, there we go. Thread. Pull the bobbin thread. Hello, Briek. Just rethreading the machine here, and then we're going to go into sewing the spring roll pouch by someone. Love you so. I have not sewn this pouch yet, but it's a different version of the zip and grip, and the zip and grip broke my brain, so we could not continue on that one. So we're going to try something different. Let's see. So we've interfaced. So what I did yesterday is I cut and interfaced everything. We got this super cute little, their actual name is the long-tailed tit. I hate calling them the long-tailed tit. But I found out that the Japanese actually call them snow fairies, which is way more fucking adorable. See, super cute. It's actually the last of the fabric, so this was perfect for it. Yeah, that's what we're going to work on next here. Okay, you get out of here. I'm going to try and keep an eye on both my chats here. I don't have actually I have a picture of them on my phone. 1 second. Let me move the instructions here out of the way, or else I won't be able to see anything. And then I'll be mad, you'll be mad, it won't be good. It will not be good. I could print off the instructions technically, but whatever. That's a lot of paper. Anyway, it's like, it's an open wide makeup pouch thing. Let's see. That is heel instructions. This. Good, good. This is what we're going to be making. So, spring roll pouch by Love You So. Out of this little snow fairy fabric. So, all right. Create the handle. Easy. I like easy instructions. We can create the handle. We did just finish a bunch of things. We wrapped up on the Gyoza bags, which I call them Gyoza bags because when you pick them up, they look like little dumplings. I know that the gusset pieces need to be sewn together, so I'll just place them together like this, and we'll work on that in a few minutes. While I did read through the instructions, that doesn't mean that I remember what I need to do. This is the pocket piece for the zip pocket. These are the flaps that are going to go and actually help hold it together. Pretty sure this is the divider pocket. Okay, there's the other piece. Okay, so all of the flaps here, and because they'll end up going in, I think we have to actually sew these together as well, but we'll worry about that in a few minutes. These are all general pieces to make the base. Don't ask me to remember how. Okay, so which one is the handle? Shit. I think it's the one piece that I don't actually have the cut thing for, because, okay, so I've got a shit ton of zipper tabs, which actually, shit, I need to go cut zipper for this, but that's okay. Okay, so that's for the flat zipper pocket, and I know that these are for the flat zipper pocket. This is for the divider pocket, which, yep, there we go. Those are both that, and then we need to cut, or we need to find the lining. Yep. So the zipper pocket and the other thing need that. This is a base. Hi, Dahlia. How are you? Base piece. Base piece. Yeah, so 2 lining bases. The gusset, which we've already done. We got it right here. Flat zip pocket upper. Yeah, called it. That's it. Divider, zipper pocket, zipper tabs. There, wings, good. Handle. Okay, so it's probably this fat little piece over here, which is awesome. The chunk. Okay, good. Front and back. 1 and 2. Excellent. And the gusset. Okay. So the, Jesus. No, handle pieces are going everywhere. All right, what do I need for zippers? Let's go. I'll go get the zippers while I'm thinking about it. And then we can do that as well. Flap pocket, divider zipper, main zipper. Hi. Hello, itty bitty. How are you? A 6, an 8, and a 22. And they're all supposed to be number 5? Zipper. Okay, yeah, 22, 8. She's like, oh God, don't kiss me. I refuse the affection. Okay, yeah, all supposed to be 5. 22, 8, and 6. 22, 8, 6, 22, 8, 6, 22, 8, 6. And actually, if it works, just this random zipper off the floor. 8 and 6 is 14. Nope. Okay. But the off-white with silver would look really good with these guys. So that's what we're going to do. Now, where are the zippers? There are the zippers. Actually, off-white or white? Oh, shoot. Do I have white or do I only have off-white? No, I only really have off-white. Okay, I think it'll be okay. I'll bring it over and see, and if not, I'll bring the gold as well. Because I do have, like, white with gold teeth. It's just that I think the silver would look better with the blue and etc. Alright, the curtain is already falling off the adhesive, which, not surprising. It did say it's not for fabric, but it's polyester, so, you know, is it actually fabric? Alright, oh yeah, no, that's too, it's too off-white, I think, because I'm pretty sure these are pretty, I don't know. Nope, we're good. Alright. Excuse me. Okay, 22, 8, and 6. 22. And then the one thing we are going to add to all of these, or any of these, is a set of pull tabs, because none of these patterns have pull tabs. I don't understand why. It makes life so much easier for everyone involved. But whatever. 8. And 6. Wait, is that actually 6? Yes, that is 6. That's fine. Is it though? Is it though? Oh, good. Okay. Okay. Next. Fold handle. Okay, so I have changed a few things on this because I prefer the heftiness of the zip and grip. So the I have stabilized as well as interfaced the main body of this bag, and it's a draw. It's a draw. It's a draw. I guess whatever, right? Just, Katie, just so. Alright. Should we instead be working on Kato? Probably, but this has been like on my plate for so long. I want to get at least something figured out. Because then when I get back from Fibrations, we could maybe put some of these into production for... Okay, what time did we start? 1:48. Okay, an hour and 48 minutes. Then we hopefully would be able to like put these into production for Knit City in Vancouver in September. All right, now it says to fold it over by only half an inch. It's like fold it over by half and put a rivet through it. That doesn't feel like enough for a rivet, I guess. I don't know. Is it? It's just, I guess that's half. Okay. Maybe you'd be able to rivet that. I think I would prefer the rivets, so then maybe that's what we do. Okay. Place handle onto the back side of the main body piece. All right, which means I need this right here. Okay. Lots of moving parts. Lots of moving parts. I hold the stereo. Lots of moving parts. So I'm going to count this as the back because we have the label on the front. Because when it folds up, that'll be the label and that'll be the handle, right? Is that how I want it? Actually, yes, that's how I have to do it, or else the label, I installed the label upside down. Whoops, yep. Alrighty, so we're going to go in. What I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to just pop a little hole right here and a little hole right here, basically in the center, hopefully. Can we see those? I can see that. Pop this through like that. Pop it through here like this. And then we'll want to center this. And also, like, I guess maybe put it at like the 3/4 mark. Yeah. Okay. So that's where we'll want it to actually go through, or actually right there, because then it goes through all the layers. We want it to like actually be put in. Don't do this at home because I was just extremely worried that I was just going to punch right through my hand there for a moment. I wasn't thinking about that. All right. I have my press set up for hole punching, and then we can just loose pop the rivets for now, which is perfect. And by loose popping, it like they'll attach, but they won't, I won't set them yet. Okay, I think those are long enough. We only need 2, and look at that. I got 2 posts and 2 heads. Yay me. I did it. Yay me. I did it. I'm also realizing that there is quite a bit that we need to stock up on for small things, like cake cozies, actually. So that'll be something we'll have to do here as well. Good. Okay. I put a hole in one side of the handle and a hole in the other side of the handle. That's why I'm off camera right now. I don't feel like dragging my presses over. I'm putting a hole in the... Basically, I'm punching a hole with my press through on all the pieces so that the rivet can actually go through all the layers without getting caught on like fibers and shit. This is extremely useful for when you're riveting and things like that, leather especially. And you're like, yeah, no shit, Katie. It's like, riveting what? Leather. Well, riveting leather. Alright. So now what we're going to do, I'll come back. And what I mean by soft popping is we're going to basically put this through the handle and then through the exterior layer here. And we'll pop the cap on there like that. And because there's the stabilizer on the back of this, we don't even have to worry about like extra stabilizer or anything like that. It's already stabilized. Sorry, there's a shriek outside, and I just want to make sure it wasn't something worse. So I don't think. No, I think we're good. I think it's just a kiddo being like, yay. Outside time. All right. So there is the handle on now. And that will, this still has to go under the press so that it gets pressed in and like actually set, but that'll hold for now. All right. I'm going to put that and the long zipper aside because we won't need them until later. Most of the work on this thing is actually in the interior. Okay, handle piece aside, back piece aside, perfect. Now, so there's the first, that is step 4 done. Out of many. Prep all zippers by adding pulls. Oh shit, that's actually a good point. So we'll pull the long zipper back. I don't need it until I need to install it. Yeah, Katie. You're totally also loosening it because apparently this is that. No, it's not how it actually scrolls. Duh. Okay. All right. The silver zippers are down here, so we need 2 for the long exterior zipper and 2 more, 1 for each of the interior zippers. Okay. So. Okay, and then sew across the teeth on both ends. Fair. One. 2. And then this one gets 2 zips, 1 from each side, which I actually really love the look of, so we're gonna stick with that. Dahlia's like, there's a zipper. No, don't eat it. I promise it's not food. Promise it's not food. Promise it's not food. Hi ho the Dario. I promise it's not food. Good. No big, like, massive gaps or anything like that. Excellent. All right. Set aside. Oh, fuck. That's right. Okay. Base stitch, baste stitch, baste stitch, baste stitch over, just over the zipper teeth. Yeah, okay. Just to stop the pulls from sliding off. I can get behind that. I'm gonna chain piece them anyway. Cause if there was not a more obvious reason to chain piece, zippers are it. Why I'm doing it this way, I don't know. Just how I apparently decided to put them in. Nothing special. Alright. And up. And out. And clippy clip. And clippy clip. And clippy clip. And clippy clip. And clip. And clip. Yay! Alright. Get the zipper jig back off. Back off, back off, back off. Off, 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 off. And then we're back to construction length for our seams, stitches. Okay. Mark centers. Okay, fine, I'll mark the centers. Fine, I'll mark the center. Probably should have done it on the other one, but I didn't, and that's okay too. Okay. Center, center. I don't know why I did that, because it's really not to my benefit. Oh well. Put the zip pull out of the way, I guess. Snip and snip. There we go. Take the 8" and match up a zipper tab with right side. So, okay. Okay, so that's the flat zipper tabs. I need the other zipper tabs, which are smaller. Where did they go? Where did they go? Where's the gussets? Okay. That's like other stuff. That's part of the base. Yeah, yeah. There. Because this is the divider. Okay. So she wants me to do that. Okay, it's a fold over zipper tab. Okay. Close the zipper and top stitch in place. All right. I can do that. There. Just like, wait, do I actually have this down to the proper stitch length? But yes, we're good. Okay, so fold. Oh, shit. Oh, no, we're good. Okay. Okay, so fold, flip zipper to the wrong side. Fold down the tab. Okay, yeah, so fold it, finger press it, and then fold it again so it covers all the stitches. Gotcha. Okay, so we didn't fuck anything up yet. And then top stitch it to close it. Perfect. Which, if all goes well, we caught both sides of the tape there. I like how she gives a measurement. I'm just like, nah, I got this. I know what I'm doing, I think. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, both sides are done. Now we're going to make the pocket. The pocket-o. Okay. Okay, so I need not the flat pockets or the gussets. I need the zipper pocket. Okay, the divider pocket. This is stuff for over here. This is a piece we're done with. All right. So facing up. Okay, all the lining, the pieces. Okay, yeah, pretty straightforward. This piece has the zipper go on it like this. And then we center it, which is why I just folded it, is because then I don't have to clip it, snip it, whatever. That, and then put a piece of the exterior of the pocket on top, which is what we're doing next. Okay, and then what are we supposed to, yeah, perfect. Okay, I'm going to pull the zip pull down because it is quite a tight seam allowance for that zip pull. Okay, and then top stitch. Okay. Do the other side. Make the other side. Make the other side. Then top stitch the other side. Make the other side. Make the other side. Hi-ho the dare-yo. Make the other side. Daily. No, she's on the spot that Flynn's been sleeping instead. She's like, nah, this is my blanket now. Usually she's got like a little heating pad in the cat tree over by the other set of windows. So usually she's over there like, fuck yeah, this is like living my best life. So, but apparently today that is not the spot to be. Oh, shit. Shuffled off of the line, the center line, which is where I said the clips would come in really handy. Okay, the other question is this actually aligning? No. So the big question is it aligning with the interior we've already done? No, it was not. Now it is. There we go. Because here's the thing. Yes, I could center it, or I can make sure everything aligns based on where, there we go. Like, make sure everything aligns based on what's already been sewn in. Okay, needle down. Lift the foot, open the zipper. Whew. All right, there we go. Trim the threads, trim the threads. Where are the other threads? Okay, now we top stitch again. And we're most of the way through the divided pocket. The divider pocket, not the divided pocket, the divider pocket. Dahlia, what are you doing? Ma'am, leave it alone. Okay, back to construction length. Clip, clip, zip. Okay. Match the exteriors and then the interiors. Get in there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there's dot markings. Okay, right. That's the important part of this one. Is I have to transfer markings. Okay. Sure. Pen, 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 pen to do the marking. Pen, 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 pen. Oh my goodness. I totally have marking pens here somewhere. But apparently they ran off in the night. I bet you the gremlins have been back. There it is. It's like, no, it's just on the cutting table, not right behind you. Or right beside you. What is in that bin now underneath all the needle stashers? Oh, that's where all the interfacing is. Okay. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to actually open up this marking. There we go. Okay, so it is start and stop at all of these marks. Yeah. That's what the instructions say, so I'm going to transfer all the marks. We'll see what it does. These ones could be aligned a little bit nicer. Okay. So we're just going, okay, we're just sewing the sides. We're not sewing the stuff or anything. So I'm going to actually put my needle down right there. And then the one thing about this is that we have to go from a larger seam allowance to a smaller seam allowance. Shouldn't be too hard given that I can't actually sew over that zipper pull. Zipper tab anyway. Ha ha ha, there we go. Okay. Back stitch right there. At the dot. And then same thing here. We'll do the, so it's a gradated in like seam allowance, which helps the interior of the pocket stay flat lying flat while we after we've turned the bag. It's actually very important. Okay, there we go. So there's those two done. What are you doing now, dude? Cat. Ow. Oh. Dahlia. Yeah, get out of there. Jerk. You eating the plastic down here or something? Probably. What she likes to do. Dork. Okay. Alright, team. So, side seams of it done. Okay, with right sides together, match. Press open the seam allowance. Turn the divider pocket out and press flat. Press them open? Really? It's not an instruction I typically see. Alright. Also difficult as shit on a side seam. I bet you, okay, do you know what we're going to do? We're just going to like nest our seams then. Because I'm terrible at following instructions and think I know better. Okay. Anyway, this is actually what it's supposed to look like because now it gets sewn into the base pieces of the pouch. Sweet. Very nice. Good. Actually, we will trim. It's like trim down the like seams. We will trim down the interior seam because it is larger than the exterior seam. So I'm just gonna follow my seam line there, and then that's gonna help them sit together nicer as well. In my brain, that's why we're doing this at least. Go. Did it work? Who knows? Let's get everything turned out. Let's get everything turned out. Yeah, that's much better, better. Now they can nest together. Now they can nest together. Now we need to nest together inside of the pouch. I promise it works. I promise it works. I promise it will work if you just listen. Yeah, there we go. All right. Now we take both base pieces. 1 and 2. Okay. Center the pocket between them. Okay, so we've got a fold line still there, but we're just going to also... Okay. One piece. Two piece. And we're going to fold this and make sure that it also go. Okay, so the line that I had before is what I thought it was. Okay. Make sure that that lining piece is actually aligned here. Scoot, scoot. Line everything up. Line everything up. Line everything up. Up, up, up. Okay. Sew along the entire raw edge. All right. Can do. That's the easy part. Okay, and yeah, there is no like dots to follow. No. Not on this side at least. I'm gonna backstitch the pouch because hi, that's a lot of fabric. Especially to jump up and down over. Just some extra security. Okay. Trim the corners. Fine, I'll trim the corners. Okay. Press and top stitch along each side on the base. Okay. Will do. just like... Yep. Yes, I can. Really? Each side. Well, it makes sense on the one side. It makes sense towards the other end of this side, so here we go. Nothing to it, I guess, or nothing for it. Okay, cool. Stitched. Stitched. And then we're supposed to just set it aside. Right? Set aside. All right, so there is the divider pocket. Let's actually check in and make sure that like everything's caught. Everything's looking really good. Oh my God, this is already looking really good. Okay, so next, I am going to pop that piece over there because I don't feel like we're done with it yet. Okay. Sew the gussets, match the gussets, and sew the curved and the bottom straight edge. Okay, we can do that. Easy. Easy peasy. Okay, literally sew, top stitch. Sew, top stitch, and set aside. Nice, I like easy instructions. Actually, that is one of the other things. So it's like, I think the zip and grip is a really good pattern, but the instructions in the pattern weren't very instruction-y. It was a lot of like going back and forth and not actually, yeah. A lot of video tutorialism and like, but not enough written instruction is what I found personally. So stitched, and then she wants the seam allowance clipped, which makes sense because of the gentle curve. Pinking shears or fabric scissors. I have pinking shears, so we'll just pink this gusset edge up here, a little bit curve that's up here. Pull through. This will actually need a press, it looks like. Does it? Or are we good? Actually, we're good. Okay. So we've been like 30 minutes so far, so that's not bad. I think we're almost halfway already. Okay, top stitch, top and bottom. Okay, there's the gussets done. Set aside. All right, set aside. Oh, and actually, no, we don't need anything for marking them. Excellent. Okay, how many steps are there actually? There are 40 steps, and we just finished 13. So we're a third of the way through. And a lot of those steps are for like pockets that we're not making either. So we're skipping from 13 to 19, so we're skipping 6 steps, so 34 steps. And then we're going to also only do 4 steps, so 17. Yeah, whatever. You're like, Katie, we don't fucking care. Yeah, fair enough. I don't care. I hardly care. I care enough to make sure that it looks good. Okay, anyway, here is the thing and the pocket, so that or the zipper. So what we need to do is, this one is a double, not a fold over zipper tab, unlike the divider pocket. Cool. Where do you want me to stitch? We're at a construction length. I just turned it back down. Sandwich it. Okay. I love that her seam allowances are just all the same until they're not, which does sometimes make it a little bit harder because it's like, all right, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, but it's also nice, and she's just clear. It's basically the same seam allowance no matter what. Again, we'll chain piece these together because there's no point in not chain piecing zipper tabs on zippers. So this would be one of the steps that, like, when we're doing production sewing, would be production set, which means like we would sew all the zipper tabs at once. We would sew all the divider pockets at once. Since we only have one lining fabric now, it makes it very easy to not mix up all these different like things really, and just use the exterior fabric for the interior pockets, because then I don't have to fuck around with even that. So all right, now top stitch. Okay, I'm leaving the top stitch at the stitch length because whatever. There we go. Okay. And then we sew this little itty bitty. Yeah, sandwich upper portion. Okay, that's the flat zipper. Oh shit, am I supposed to have cut? Ah, fuck me. I only cut one, so let me just cut another one because it's supposed to have an exterior and an interior piece. I only cut the exterior piece. La 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 la. It's all supposed to have interfacing, but we'll just do sewing interfacing because I forgot yesterday. Nice thing about this is it has been pretty, it's been scrappy. I've been able to use like a lot, like it doesn't take a lot of, outside of the, okay, the interior has been able to be scrappy because the exterior, or yeah, it's like a lot of pieces. The exterior was quite a bit of fabric, but the interior has been able to be pieced. So excuse me while I Frankenstein together my upper piece of this. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to cut a little bit larger for the interfacing, and then we'll just go in and trim it down because that makes more sense to me right now. Okay. Fuck it, we're gonna turn on the little heat press and just give this a quick shoop shoop. And then as well as the other pieces over here that also need to be turned down. And then we're good. So everything can go under here. Everything else got fusible interfacing, but these were the pieces that I forgot to cut. So that's why they're getting sewing interfacing instead of fusible interfacing. It's fine for where it's placed. In future, I will try not to forget because, hi, annoying. But this interfacing will match the like texture, density, creasability and stiffness of the fusible. So, and if you're like, Katie, you just turned the freaking, actually I did just turn the press on maybe. No, it's all good. There we go. That is better though, because that will go together better. Okay. Now, we'll trim it. So the two bottom pieces are trimmed down. What I'm going to go in and do now, though, is I'm going to trim down the top lining piece. Just to make sure everything's correct. Like that. Trim. Okay. And then I will trim the lower lining portions after this. Okay. Now, honestly, it looks like she's got the zipper pull going the other way, so let's do that. I'm good with that. Okay, these are all the same length, so we're just going to line everything up. this is the proper seam allowance, but I'm going to like pull that across. Okay, and then does she want me to top stitch this with just the top folded up or both? Both portions and press. Wait, are we not top stitching this? That feels really weird. Why are we top stitching this? Okay. Oh yeah, that needs a press. Holy shit. Alright. Well, let's trim down the interfacing while that's getting itself figured out, I guess. I do like the look of this pocket. And like, I anticipate this being another welt pocket situation, but I will 100% take it this way. All right. With zipper, right side facing up, sandwich lower portion of the exterior zipper pocket. Okay, I would have preferred this to be the exterior of this to be the birds again, but I ran out of fabric, so it is not. If it was like, so the lower exterior portion of this was intended to be the birdies, the snow fairies, but I ran out of fabric, so it is not, and we'll just have to deal with it this time. But in future, it should end up being the exterior fabric that matches the zipper tabs and upper zipper and everything like that. Okay, I'm gonna put the needle down, open up the zipper, there we go. Okay, fold everything down. So yeah, so this portion here should have been itty bitty birds, but oh well, it's not. It'll actually look fine because this is the lining fabric as well. Okay, and since this is fighting, we are going to press it to typically you would want steam for this, but I don't feel like heating up my big iron, so this is what we got. Actually, it works quite well. Okay, now what's next? I'm gonna leave that on. Pretty sure it's got an auto shut off because everything has an auto shut off in Canada. Has to. What's next? Top stitch along the zipper and tabs, going through all layers, and then baste. Okay, let's do this. Okay, trim down the top stitch, and then we need to baste, and then we set aside, and then we go on to the next step. Excellent. Excellent. I'm gonna turn the stitch length up because good decisions are being made. Okay, now we assemble. Excellent. This is cool. Okay, lay out the interior with selected front and back options. Remember, the black back placement will sit under the handle. Oh, I forgot to do like a... Oh, right, I did this purposefully. I was like, I forgot to do a back pocket, but I didn't actually want a back pocket. Okay, so the front is on this side. So I want this here, that here. Okay. So the front to the base, from dot to dot, right sides together. Which would be like this, right? Oh, and then okay, we're done with that. Are we? Yes. So the front to the base. Okay, with this, okay, sandwiched in between. Excellent. Gotcha. Then this becomes the back of this. Okay, I gotcha. And we need to go from dot to dot. Okay. Easy to do, actually. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to puncture a hole with the awl again here. And then okay. And so the back, and that's where we leave our turning hole, turning opening. All right, good enough. Now, yeah, did all the layers get caught? All the layers got caught. Good. Now we do this side. Now, the pattern does typically put a pocket on this side as well, but this one does run a little bit smaller than the zip and grip, and I was kind of like, I wanted it a little bit cleaner and easier on the inside. I might go back and do pockets on some. I might not. It does make it a lot faster sew and a lot less material. So that's those are also factors, is like cost factors. And I prefer the open pocket on the front of the zip and grip. When you start adding pockets, they take up a lot of space. And so not having them sometimes is also more beneficial. So I don't know. That's my opinion right now. That doesn't mean I won't add pockets in future, but for now, we're not. Okay. It says to leave a 5-inch opening, which is probably actually about there. I'm gonna leave a little bit more. It's just as easy on this one to close up a larger opening than it's easier to close up a larger opening than it is to to turn through too small of a turning opening. All right, take one gusset and align the raw edge with the back, right sides together. And fold it about 1/6 of an above the base. Okay. Wait, a gusset. Those are wings, not gussets, right? Yeah. Wait. Take a gusset and align the raw edge with the backs, right sides together. Okay. And float it approximately 1/16 of an inch above. Okay, that looks like that's probably right. This only has 1/8 markings, but I can check. So you need to actually be scooted down. It's almost to the base, but not quite. Okay. Place wing on top of gusset. Wait, am I supposed to have like sewn the wings together? No, not yet. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's get these so that I have the tops correct and the bottoms correct. 2 mirrored pieces like that. 2 mirrored pieces like this. Okay. Okay, I see. Place wing on top of gusset with right side facing up. Make sure the top edges are aligned and the dot sits right on top of the back and base seam. Okay, so I need to puncture these again. Punch, punch. Okay. Good and good. So what am I doing? Dot has to sit here. Okay. And that's where I stop sewing. And make sure that the tops are aligned. Which tops though? Like, well, it's definitely not the gusset that's aligned. Okay. We're good. Okay. So along the edge through all layers, making sure to stop. That's thicker than quilt. Okay, nope. We are sewing with quilt cotton. Wait. Okay. I'm going to double stitch or back stitch over the gusset a little bit there. Okay. Good. Wing is installed, and then we go in and we top stitch. Okay, first the back. gusset get top stitched like this? Yeah, and stop sewing at the dot. Okay. Okay. I think the instructions are probably just repeat. Okay. Shut off. Thank you. Thank you for your service, mini heat press. Okay. Good. Put the gusset toward the back and top stitch. Repeat with the second gusset in the second wing on the other side of the back. And then, okay, so do all of this. Understood. We can do that easily. Okay, I need my other gusset. Like this. Floating 1/16 of an inch above the base. Yep. Although that's, there we go. That was not going to work because it was going to be facing the wrong way. Ho 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 ho. Okay, you and you. And then, are you the next one? You are the next one. Okay. Excuse me. Not used to like talking this much right now, I guess. Okay, there we go. And that is going to go right there on the base seam. Okay. Okay, you're in the way already. All right, there's the next side. Jesus, I was looking right at them and did not see them. Okay, and then she wants me to do the back first. It's supposed to be like that, maybe? Like the gusset gets stitched to the back, and then I don't know. I can't tell which way the seams are supposed to go. That's the only thing. Okay, so stop at the dot. So we're going to go from here to there. And then top stitch again from that dot up. All right, now do the other side. So we're going to bring this here. This is gonna be the very awkward part. Very awkward part. Very awkward part. This is where it starts to get really awkward. 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 Oh, right. These get some like, what happens to the wings? But they get sewn into the zip, I guess. Is that what happens? They must. Oh, yeah, because it, okay, yeah, right. That's the difference in the shape in this one. Okay, I am going to clip both of these at the same time. Because, oh no, wait. Is it supposed to be this way? Or how I have it? Yeah, it has to be this way because then it's clipped. Okay, and then this is helping to finish that. All right. Sorry, it's just like, are we having dinner soon? Later? I couldn't tell. All right, now go in and we'll mark the... All right, there is all of those done. Oh, wait, we're gonna still need the other dot, whatever. It's all good. Okay, so we're clipping on this side. That's the bottom. This is the top. Do 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 do. That needs to go right against that seam. Seam. It honestly does move when you like. I should take the clip out, Katie. Okay, good. I'm just gonna sew this because I don't feel like dealing with this wobbling everywhere. And then we'll sew the other side, and then we'll top stitch everything because realistically the top stitch can happen once all of these are sewn in. Okay, good. Yep, good. All the pocket is caught. All the pocket is caught. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. All right, now we'll go in and top stitch. She wants me to always to do the back first, so we'll do the back first. Lift the needle, lift the needle, doon, 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 it didn't get caught. It didn't get fully caught at the top. That's okay. We can fix it. We can fix it. We can fix it right now. Just gotta swap the bobbin for winding. Looking good. Looking good. Looking really fucking good. Hopefully the zipper goes in easy. And there is a little bit of finagling to get the box sewn. But I think it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. Okay, so the gusset on this interior side didn't get fully caught. So what we'll do is we'll just go in and we'll just meander the seam over like 1/8 of an inch or less. Right there. And back out so it doesn't actually impact the sewing in of the lining. Done. Nope, not quite. The top stitch length anyway, so it wouldn't have done much to fix it. So it's right there. Yeah, okay, the lining fabric basically just fell a little bit short. So I'm just gonna pull it through a little bit extra, and then what'll end up happening is that'll get caught then. All right, now we should be good. Yay, no more raw edge, woo! Okay. Fixed, 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 fixed. Okay. Turn the length back up to top stitch length. So this is actually more what I would qualify as edge stitching than top stitching, because you're so close to the edge. That typically I would call this edge stitching more than anything. Okay, the interior is ready. Lining, lining. Okay, so match the centers of the zipper to the centers of the back lining. Okay, I should have notched these before whatever, we can do it now. And I'm gonna make a little snip, a little triangle there, an actual notch, because that's gonna help make sure that we actually get this, like it doesn't get lost. I'm cheating a little bit and I'm trimming this down because it is poking out a little bit above, and then because of the seam allowance difference, this will just allow it to actually be the proper seam allowance. Okay. Now our zip, which I have also not notched, but we will do now. Actually, did get those zipper pulls pretty much in the center. Okay, actually I'm going to push them over to one side, and we'll fold the flat side to the flat side instead of the 3D side to the 3D side. Okay. Snip. Snip. Okay. Match centers to the back lining, right side facing up. Right here. So there's the start. Should be about left on each end, because we're just sewing it here and then turning down the corner, right? Okay. This is a place where an abhorrent amount of clips does actually typically help. So that's what we're going to do for now. Which does actually suggest to clip it before you sew it. I find that a lot of the time for me, what ends up, well, maybe we'll put a little snippy snip right there, because why not? We're going to do that afterwards anyway. The other thing that I do now is I typically sew it from the middle and then sew it out from the middle, because I find that that helps the most with making sure that everything gets placed correctly. Okay, okay, there we go. It's not freaking out. I'm not freaking out. So far so good. We do need more clips. All right. It says to baste it with the zipper foot. I hate zipper foots. Okay, definitely basted. Which, yay, sweet. That all went in extremely well. Okay, I'm supposed to sew dot to dot on this. Okay, I see. Okay, so we'll take a little bit out here just so we're not past the dot on this side. And since it's the basting, that's okay. We'll just throw a couple extra stitches in here because then it's finished. Okay, there we go. Okay. Center and align the back of the main body with the handle. Oh shit, did I sew the wrong side first? I totally sewed the wrong side first. Oh well, that's not a big deal, I can do. Because I don't want this under the handle. So we're going to just ignore that for a moment, and we're going to say that this is the top. La 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 la. La 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 la. That's totally how it works. Okay, does this have dots to sew to? This also has dots to sew to. All right, so we will transfer the dots so that we know where they're going, where we're going, sewing to and from. Oh, right, it does actually work to put the awl through these holes. If you're just joining, we are making the spring roll pouch. We're actually like 3/4 of the way through, which is awesome. It's come together extremely well. It's going to probably be about an hour and a half's worth of work by the end of it, which, okay, I'll take. Yeah. All right. Now we have to center the top along the zip and probably clip again. But that's okay, we can do that easy. And then we're going to sew it, I guess, at this, like, actually, don't worry about it. We're just going to go in and sew it right there. We are turning this down to a construction length. So a couple of the modifications I always have to make when I use stabilizer instead of just interfacing is the fact that I don't want to have the I don't want to catch the stabilizer in, especially the zipper stitching. So it's one of the things we have to pay attention to. I am going to go in again because there is a little bit right here that could use some TLC. There we go. The nice thing though is that the stabilizer also does give you a nice stitch line, to be honest. So I'm happy with that right now. Okay, so now the zip pulls are out of the way right now by just pure nature of being out of the way right now. So we're just going to continue stitching here. I think this is actually supposed to be lined up with this wing here. As much as it's supposed to also be centered, it should be lined up with the wing as far as I know. It's lined up on the other side, so yeah, we'll line up the wings here. All right. So instead of thinking of this as a curve as well, what we're going to do is we're going to think of it as a very sharp corner is kind of the idea. There. So around that very sharp corner now. The stiletto or an awl is your best friend for this sort of work. Flat out, do not skip. Okay, now the question is, did we catch everything? We did not catch right there, that's fine. We did catch all of the top lining there, that's good. I'm gonna go back in and just tack down. I see exactly where the issue was. Excellent. This is where a zipper foot would come in handy, as you can get it right up against this, but honestly, we're good, I think. Okay. So I did have to jerry-rig the way I cut the stabilizer yesterday. So I will make the stabilizer cuts a little bit more uniform next time, because what I had to end up doing was kind of, basically I just measured down 1/4 inch. Obviously could have used a little bit more space, especially around the zipper, but we're good now. Let's take the basting stitch out there a little bit, but that's fine. Okay. Open the zipper and sew through all, oh no, we gotta, wait, what? And sew through all zippers, all layers, dot to dot. Oh, okay. What? Open the zipper. Okay. I am opening the zipper. Okay. And sew through all layers, dot to dot. What? Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know what the hell that means. So, okay. Yeah. Okay, so the zippers eased in extremely well. That went way better than it could have. Open the zipper and sew through all layers, dot to dot. I just don't know, like this way or this way. Or like this. like a top stitch. Okay, but I know that there's a tutorial for this, so give me a moment. I'm gonna go look at the tutorial. I use a lot of Okla Roots tutorials. Yeah. Let's see, so Okla Roots spring roll. All right, where are you at? You've turned. Okay, there's sew the main zipper. Sweet.
Main panel and the wing. I make a teeny tiny.
Yep. Okay, we're good. We got. Okay. Yep. Okay. Sewing the zipper, sewing the zipper, sewing the zipper. This is the step we need. Okay, so she's opening up the zipper here. Open the zipper. Oh, do we just go to the next step? Okay, she's just going to the next step. Yeah, mark the dots, do your seam allowance. Okay, then we're just going to ignore that. We'll just do our next step for the zipper and then we'll go on from there. All right, so we've got our clip here. Did we clip this side too? No, not yet. Weird. Okay, why didn't you do that? Why didn't we do that while we were like already in here doing our thing? Okay, there it is. Okay, good. So those, so this goes to the front here, like that. Now, Jess of Oakland Roots does actually have you do this basted and then in, but we're just gonna do one. I am going to do the snip to ease it around this corner here, as suggested. Because for whatever reason, that one tiny little clip has worked well so far, so we'll take it. And then I am going to put a clip right on that corner though, because it's like a little bit stressed here. Okay, there we go. Clippy, 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 clip. Okay. Sweet. Okay, nope, that's really good actually. Excellent. Okay, and then we know now that the wings need to match for sure. Oof. Right. Yeah, this is right. Doesn't feel right, but it is actually right. Yeah, because this is the bottom of the... Okay. Okay, so... It is going to be a little bit cranky because I've got the stabilizer. I didn't interface it the same as the pattern called for. It is going to be cranky. And a little bit stiff because of that. And that's okay because it is still... I like the body of the stabilizer. Everything will be okay. I think. Maybe. And if it's not, well, we'll figure it out. Okay. Oh, I see why this is going to be an issue, is with the gusset. Okay, so maybe we do want to... Yeah, no, this does have to be sewn in on the lining first. Okay. Are we surprised? No. I'm not. Okay, so we'll sew the lining. And then we'll, because then the wing gets attached correctly. This one has a little bit different ease around point, and that's wild. Is it the same? Yeah, a little bit different on each side. Makes sense. It means that the lining's a little bit smaller, which is good because you don't want it like loose in the bag. So we'll just, whatever, an extra clip in there is not going to hurt. It's still well within the seam allowance. So, okay, I see. What's up here? Sweet. Okay. Down to there. And then we'll go around here. Small clip on this corner, right there. And we're good here. Excellent. And then, did I already mark the dots? I'm pretty sure there's a dot on one side, and then I need to put the dot on the other side. So that's the sew out edge, and then this is the sew in edge, or flip edge at least. Okay, get out of here. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so we're gonna do a baste And then we'll do a actual sewing. Okay, one side, and then actually what we can do is we'll flip and we'll sew from this side for this one, which will also work. There. Yep. Sweet. Okay. Now, to get these two to go together, let's see what happens. Mark the dots first, so I don't have to fight this after we mark the, after we get it sewn or clipped in. Mark the dots, mark the dots, mark the dots, dots. Mark the dots, mark the dots, mark the dots, 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 mark the 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 dots, 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 dots. Corners. Corners. Everything's matching up, that's good. Dun, 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 dun. Everything's matching up. Everything's matching up. All right, let's do this. Right, we do have to do this from this side because of the stabilizer. Okay. Okay, come here. Behave. Thank you. Okay, tacked at least on the one bit. Now we'll get it on this other portion. Yes, did it. Okay. All right. Right? Did we get the whole thing? Everything's there. Okay. Center and align, and then open the zipper and sew through all layers. Dot, dot, dot. But we ignored that. Okay. Now we are going in, and we're closing everything up. And we're going to go in, and what happens now is we align everything to sew it together. Whew, that stitching did not hold well. Slash the zipper is like under stress apparently. Did we actually end up pulling it off? There we go. Okay. We're gonna pop that stitching. There we go. Now I can put the zipper pull back on correctly. Probably easier than having had that stitching in the way. Yeah. Okay. Now, what I saw Okla Roots do was actually do a clip right here on the ends, so that it's not like doing exactly what it just did. Smart woman. And then, okay, there we go. Jesus. All right. Fucking clips sometimes. At least they don't poke me, but they do break. Okay, so what did she pull the zipper closed about 1 inch from the edge of the fabric and place a safety pin or staple over the teeth. We are going to actually use a staple because then there will be no issue with it opening. Do I have staples in here right now? Yes, good. Okay. Okay, done. Main body wings with the main body base. Oh, this portion right here. Okay, I got you. Okay. The main body base and center the zipper teeth at the notch marking. Based only the zipper teeth to the main body base. Okay, cool. I can do that. Okay, so the zipper is longer. So we're going to align these basically is what's happening. Okay, I'm gonna clip these a little bit so that they're a little bit more out of the way. Okay. Try and move the zipper pull a little bit all the way. Okay. Only the zipper teeth. Staples up there, so we're good. Okay. The pouch over and make an 1/8 into the main body base. Wait. Or was it supposed to be the top that I was doing? Oh shoot, it was supposed to be the top I was doing. Yeah, whatever. Main body base? Oh, not the lining. Okay. Well, shoot. Take the stitches out, stitches out, stitches out. Okay, basted. Flip the pouch over and make an 1/8 inch to help keep the fabric from bunching as you should. So, okay, yep. Right there. From the zipper teeth working out, box the pouch by aligning the main body wings. Okay. Pushing the gusset out of the way. Avoiding the lining wings. Okay. Okay. Good so far. So the fabric gave up the ghost about holding on to the stabilizer here. So let's just get that fabric out here so that we can actually sew this portion. also totally forgot to put in a little thing. Oh well. Oh, that still didn't catch completely. Okay. One more time. It's very, very close. There. Pretty sure that was it. Oh wait, there we go. Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna do the other side while I'm here. Is there like no top stitching around the zip either? Did I miss? Oh, okay. Very awkward top stitching. I gotcha. Okay. Stuff it in, fold it down, tack down just the zipper teeth. That's what it wants me to do. Avoid the wings. Okay. Good. Tacked in, basted in, blah, 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 blah. Now it wants me to work from here to here. This one's not going to be perfect. Making sure that, like, okay, which way does that need to go? Yay, dinner time. Okay, I'm gonna finish this scene. It's already under the machine, and then I'm headed out. So I hope you guys all had a good time. I will be on a lot more this week as we wrap production for Fibrations. And I hope to see you all there. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye.